Time now for a look at your health. Summer vacations are just around the corner, but air travel can come at a cost to both your wallet and your health if you're not careful. So why do we often get sick after flying? There's more to it than you might think. Dr. Mitchel Goldman from UCSD is here to explain. Thank you as always for being here on a Tuesday.
Always good to be here.
So is it a valid complaint that we actually do get sick after flying more often than not?
Absolutely. You know, every year about 2 billion people fly. So it's a lot of people flying. 20% of everyone that flies within a week of flying comes down with a cold or a flu.
Is it the recirculated air, or is that a myth?
You know, you would think you're in this like contained area and the air is circulating, but that really is a myth, because the air circulates about 4 times more in a plane than it does in an office building, and almost 10 times more than in your house. So it really isn't the air, which the planes have these great HEPA filters that filters out everything. It's all the other germs that occur in the plane. Okay,
so then are we just sitting ducks as passengers, so to speak, or are there actions we can take to avoid getting sick on a plane?
There are some actions we can take. The number one most important thing is be careful about germs. So when you go to the bathroom, absolute germiest place on the plane. They hardly ever clean them.
Really?
And so, yeah, and you know, they don't clean them in between flights, but in the evenings they do. So there's hundreds, if not thousands, of people that have used that bathroom. Most important thing, try not to touch too many things, and then take along the alcohol sanitation wipes. That's the best way.
And these tips we have on the screen, you talked about the bathroom. Of course, the magazine and catalogs on the plane make perfect sense. Also, the pillows and blankets always make me wonder. But when you talk about the security floor, is that at the airport itself when we have to take off our shoes?
Yeah, because we take off our shoes now. A lot of guys wear socks, not maybe here in San Diego, but elsewhere. But women don't tend to wear a lot of socks, and so when you're walking on the floor, there's every kind of fungus and bacteria on the floor at all. So it's a good idea if you're a woman and a guy to wear socks when you're boarding the plane as well.
Okay, how about when we can't avoid flying as a sick passenger ourselves?
You know, it's funny because 1 in 20 people that fly sick. And you're not only putting yourself at risk, because if you're sick and you have a cold and you fly at the higher altitude, your immune system goes down, so you're going to get sicker. It's dehydrated, which makes you sicker. And you can also get inner ear problems. But aside to the harm you're doing to yourself, you're also doing it to your fellow passengers. So the real thing is, if you have a cold or a flu, and if there's any way that you can avoid flying, that's not the time to fly, because not only are you a danger to yourself, but to others.
Well, thank you for debunking some of these myths. Important to bring those alcohol wipes with us and think about it really before we fly.
And the articles were just in this month's Aerospace Medical Journal, so everything I said is true.
And very timely, because people really are starting to plan their summer trips. All right, Lauren, over to you.
Can't wait till my copy arrives.